Now at 10, a Carthage utility company issues a press release to refute comments made by the city's mayor. Plus, Missouri voters can soon weigh in on the issue of sports betting. And students at Pitt State see a sharp rise in respiratory illnesses.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Carthage Water and Electric Plant releases a statement today in response to recent comments by the city's mayor, Dan Reif. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. Now, the plant's board says Mayor Reif earlier this week issued a press release claiming the board did not provide salary information to the council last year. The board says that is false and that they provided the mayor, city administrator, and city council all requested information in a timely manner. Salary information for the plant has been at the center of a dispute between the city and board for several months. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a hot one for us today. Look at our high temperature all the way up to 94 degrees. We have pretty low humidity, so when you have low humidity, it allows those temperatures to warm up. But at least we didn't have the mugginess and soupiness outside. 94, 60, 86 is our average high. Record 103 set back in 1998, and temperatures are actually going to cool down a bit as we go through the next few days. We have a cold front that is slicing through during the overnight hours for us tonight. Pushes through on Friday, kind of sets up in southern parts of Arkansas, but look at the temperatures behind it, and it gets even cooler as we head into the weekend. Now, we are going to have, with that front, some hit and miss showers. You can see a few guys trying to pop up late tonight into Friday morning. So a little line drops through during the morning hours tomorrow, and then that cool air starts to rush in. So we're going to look at the weekend, also these rain chances, all coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, voters in Missouri have a decision to make this November when it comes to sports betting. On the November ballot will be a decision to amend the Missouri Constitution to allow the Missouri Gaming Commission to regulate licensed sports wagering. And that includes online sports betting, gambling boats, professional sports betting districts, and mobile licenses to sports betting operators. A 10% wagering tax on revenues received will be appropriated for education, and the estimated tax revenue could range up to $28.9 million annually. Now, betting would be restricted to individuals physically located in the state and over the age of 21. If passed, the measure would also not have an impact on taxes. Plans for a new building to help children in foster care are getting a boost. Covenant Harvest Church is partnering with the organization Fostering Connections and the Pitt State School of Construction to build a building to house free clothing for families and kids in the foster system. To help those efforts, the Pritchett Trust Grant Committee today donated $25,000 to fund the building.
Well, first and foremost, we want to honor the legacy that the Pritchetts left and to check and see if it fulfills our mission. Does it qualify for what we consider to improve the lives of residents in Crawford County? And we have a special affinity for families and children.
Construction of the new building is expected to break ground on September 16th. A student-run coffee shop teams up with the McDonald County Chamber of Commerce to expand its menu. River Blend Coffee Shop now offers breakfast panini sandwiches, scones, and other baked goods in addition to the drinks crafted by business students already working in the shop. Students gain invaluable experience in food service, inventory management, sales, budgeting, and customer service, providing a practical and a real-world education that goes beyond the classroom.
Cooking for customers is a lot more fun, in my opinion. It's definitely more go, go, go. Trying to get things out faster and so people can leave happy and fast. It's a lot less fooling around and just getting stuff done.
The additions to the menu come courtesy of food service students from McDonald County High School. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College held a fair today for more than 10 local high schools. Students got the opportunity to meet with college recruiters and get an idea of what they want to do after graduation. One event organizer says it was a great experience for students to check out schools from around the four-state area.
That's why we host a college fair, so that all of our students in rural Oklahoma can get an experience to see students colleges from the Oklahoma City area, the Fort Smith area, K-State's here.
According to NEO's Facebook page, nearly 350 high school students attended the event. Pitt State Student Health Clinic sees a higher number of COVID cases compared to other respiratory illnesses. Campus Health is testing for the flu and strep, and in comparison, the number of COVID cases are higher. Current CDC COVID guidelines say if COVID symptoms are improving and the person has gone 24 hours fever-free without medication, they are cleared to return to normal activities, so students do not miss too much class time.
Campus activity events going on, and so it's a swarm of folks coming back in and mingling, and so we do see a spike in illnesses, especially COVID.
Campus Health recommends immunocompromised students in particular take extra precautions and are up to date on their COVID vaccination. A rivalry renewed as the Lions take on the Gorillas this Saturday night. John Dales has a preview of the matchup coming up in sports. But first, now might be the time to refinance your home. But make sure and do your homework. We've got advice from the experts after the break. Whether you're buying or refinancing a home, there can be lots of options when searching for the best rates. After seeing home mortgage rates climb to just under 8% about a year ago, they're starting to fall, some by a full point. Chris Bryant reports why it's time to check your options.
The benefits of refinancing means with a lower interest rate, a lower monthly payment, a shorter payoff term, or even eliminating that private mortgage insurance.
Inflation and savings rates being at an all-time low, people are just really struggling. So it may be a situation where they need to some equity out of their home to simply refinance.
Jamie Dressler, a mortgage lending supervisor with Arvest Bank, says homeowners looking to refinance should talk with their advisors when it comes to options.
The first things you need to do, regardless if you're thinking of refinancing next week or 12 months from now, is go ahead and have that conversation with your trusted lending partner as quickly as possible, just so you can strategy. Everyone's going to have a different strategy. Everyone's situation is unique.
Mortgage experts say even a 1% lower rate can save you hundreds of dollars.
It's going to cost $2,400 to refinance, but you can save $200 a month by doing so. You will have paid for that in the next 12 months.
There's even an option to buy down points when you refinance.
You know, what are those end goals? Are you planning to keep that home for the foreseeable future? If rates happen to drop to 5.5% next year, are you one that's going to want to jump ship and refinance again?
Pamela Hernandez with the Better Business Bureau says there are some things to consider when looking at refinancing.
Starting with your original lender is a great place if you're thinking about refinancing. But it can be wise to shop around to see if you can get a better deal on the closing costs or an interest rate. But it's important to understand that it's much like applying for your original mortgage. They're going to pull your credit, and that can have an impact on your credit score.
If you are looking at refinancing or not, the BBB says it's important to know where you stand.
It's a good idea to check your credit report on a regular basis, regardless of whether you're going to refinance your house. But it's certainly important to understand before you go in and talk to a lender what's out there, so there won't be any surprises.
You can be a target of a scammer.
Be on the lookout for potential scams. Much like when you got that first mortgage, you may get unsolicited mail about home warranties or other services.
Even if you don't think now is the right time for you, you can still be prepared.
If you are looking to buy, if you do think that you're going to refinance, go ahead, get with that trusted advisor, shop around, make sure that you are getting the best advice for you and your family.
There is one thing to keep in mind. You will still have closing costs when it comes to refinancing your home loan. Freddie Mac suggests budgeting around $5,000 for those closing costs that include appraisal fees, credit report fees, title services, and others. Well, coming up, Doug has a complete look at your forecast. And a little later, residents in one Oklahoma town express frustrations over a railroad crossing that brings lengthy delays.
Well, of course, kind of hot for us today. Temperatures, they got up there yesterday, lower 90s. Today, mid 90s again, but we haven't had the humidity. And when you have kind of a dry atmosphere, the temperatures warm up pretty quickly. Yeah, so hot, but we're going to cut the temperatures by about 10 degrees for us tomorrow. All right, on Thursday, the new drought tracker always comes out. It's been getting slowly worse over the past few weeks. Moderate drought, Independence of Bartlesville, Pittsburgh, Joplin, Neosho. Everybody else in the yellow, dry. So we could use a little bit of rain. There is showers and thunderstorms northwest of us with a cold front that is going to be slicing through later on tonight. And with that front, look at the upper level winds right out of Canada. So that ushers in some cooler air as we go through the next few days. First off, let's look at rain. With this front, very spotty showers. So this is after midnight tonight, hit and miss showers, but picking up a hair as we get into the morning hours. Here's 6 a.m., scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm, dropping to the I-44 corridor by 8 or 9 a.m. So we'll start the day with clouds and some hit and miss showers. These will push out of here by the noon hour. Plenty of sunshine once we get into the afternoon. Look at our highs, 84, 85 degrees, so about 10 degrees cooler than what we saw today. High school football weather, we're dropping into the 60s, so pretty good, all the way down into low to mid 50s by the time we start Saturday morning, which pretty hard to beat. All right, 11 a.m., 76, 82 by 1, 84 by 3. A very nice Friday. We can jump into Friday night four-state football, of course. Looks pretty good. Look at this, 78 by kickoff, 66 by the fourth quarter. We're going to have clear skies. Looks fantastic. Humidity's been low over the past couple days. It will continue to drop as we go into the weekend. So dew points right now, 50 to 55. Look at that. It puts us in that refreshing, pleasant category, and that's where we're going to stick as we go into the weekend. By Saturday, sunshine, high temps, 78 to about 80. Pretty hard to beat. Even on Sunday, plenty of sunshine, low to mid 80s, still not bad. Now, as we get into next week, we start to get a slow warming trend. So near 90 by Monday. Once we get into Tuesday, lower 90s. Once we get into Wednesday, also lower 90s. So it's not extreme heat, but we slowly start to go up the scale as we get through next week. Unfortunately, we don't have much in the way of rain chances. All right, Saturday, we got Pitt State at Southern. This game is at 7 p.m. If you're pre-gaming, 78. We drop back to 72 by kickoff, 64 by halftime. But again, just about perfect football conditions. Scattered showers in the morning tomorrow, 85. 78 Saturday. Look at that low, 53 degrees. Then a slow warming trend, not extremely hot, but a slow warming trend as we get through next week. High temps, mainly into the lower 90s. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, the Osage Beach, Missouri community turned out today to pay their final respects to a police officer killed while on duty. On Saturday morning, Officer Felicia Carson was a secondary responding officer in a high-speed pursuit on US 54 after police said the suspect did not stop for the first officer. Carson's funeral visitation took place this morning, followed by a funeral service.
She was amazing. She loved us more than we could ever love her. She loved us more than we could ever even imagine. She was with us through rain, through shine, through laughter and tears. She was committed to her husband as well as her job.
My wife is the greatest police officer that I have ever known. She took her oath to serve and protect to heart, and she did it every single day, every single shift. She loved what she did, and she did it with a smile on her face and greatness in her heart.
You've all heard stories about Felicia and how she's touched a lot of people in this community. Just everyone she ever had the opportunity to get with. She truly cared.
Missouri State Highway Patrol is investigating Carson's death. And people in one Oklahoma community say delays at a railroad crossing are out of hand, causing them to be late to work and school, miss important appointments, and even causing medical emergencies. Jade Morrow spoke to Manford residents about the ongoing issue.
I feel for the people that live over there. Their lives are being affected in multiple ways.
This is the long lines that formed Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., causing residents to be late to work, school, and even medical emergencies. One resident told me his children were late for school due to the train stopping, waiting for over 45 minutes.
The fact that they're having to wait there even longer, like all the parents, we know 7:30, boom, bus is gonna be there, but 45 minutes later, they're still waiting there. It's kind of a problem.
I reached out to City Manager Gerald Oury to ask why the train stopped for over an hour. He said, quote, "The recent train delays are a result of longer trains using the sliding track so that other trains can pass by." On Facebook, people had stories of what happened to them in the past. One said her husband's cousin died years back on Labor Day because the train stopped for so long. Another one wrote that she missed her sister's surgical procedure Tuesday because of the delays caused by the train. One resident I talked to said something needs to be done or these situations will keep on happening.
What if somebody has a heart attack in their car while they're sitting there, or any number of things, like the lady yesterday who I guess she made it to the hospital in time before she had her baby, but otherwise what? In her car while she's delivering? Something needs to be done.
Oklahoma State Representative Kyle Hilbert said he's going to work with the city to help solve the issue. Still ahead, Pittsburgh State football previews its matchup with Missouri Southern, and Columbus hosts Independence for its football season opener. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
For your chance to win.
This Saturday night in Joplin is the 56th all-time meeting between Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern football. The 2024 Miners Bowl features the 1-0 Gorillas, ranked number 6 in the country, and the Lions, who are 0-1. Now, the series is historically dominated by the Gorillas. Pitt State has won each of the last 9 meetings and 28 of the last 30. Southern's last victory over PSU came in 2013. Their last win against the Gorillas in Joplin was 1993. And much like we heard from the Lions this Monday, Pittsburgh State is actually downplaying any rivalry between these two schools.
I don't know. I think the MIAA, every game's a rival. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of our conference and how great all the teams are in this league. So to say one game means more or is any more important than another, I think is false. I think just every week's important, and your goal is to win every game, every week.
It means something. These guys, they play hard against Pitt State. You know, it's a real rivalry game. They want to win. They think about, beating us all year long, I'm sure. And yeah, they're going to play hard. It's going to be a good game.
Well, Pittsburgh State Athletics also makes history this afternoon. The Gorilla soccer team on the road in Rolla, Missouri, playing its first match in program history against Missouri S&T. They win that matchup 4-2, the final score. Pitt State has 4 different goal scorers. McKenna Robinson scores the first goal in program history. That comes in the 38th minute. The senior transfer from St. Bonaventure in New York. PSU outshoots the Miners 16-5. Gorillas take their 1-0 record on the road to their next opponent, Northwestern Oklahoma. That's Sunday at noon. Over to high school football in Kansas. Week 1 kicks off as Columbus hosts Independence. We start off in the first quarter. Second play of the season for the Titans. Jack Valela takes the snap, scrambles around, and fires a perfect strike to his receiver, Jace Midget. No one there to stop him. Columbus scores on the opening drive. Titans up 6-0. But Independence would respond and quickly play action. Jace Dye completes the short pass to Kellen Lanning. His speed does the rest. He runs away from everyone to score the touchdown. That ties the game at 6 apiece. In the second quarter, Indy up 13-6. Quarterback Jace Dye takes it himself, weaves through the defense, and extends the ball over the goal line. Independence up 20-6. But the Titans bounce back. And how about this run from Jet Tanner? He just refuses to go down. stays on his feet, and breaks about 5 different tackles, then takes it all the way down to the Independence 5-yard line. That would set up an easy touchdown by Jack Valela. He pushes across to score. High scoring game tonight. Columbus wins it 45-28. And over in the NFL, the first game of the season has been a good one. The Chiefs lead the Ravens 27-17 as we approach the midway point of the fourth quarter. Most recent score comes courtesy of a 35-yard touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes to Xavier Worthy. The 2024 first-round draft pick has 2 touchdowns on the night, and that's a name to remember for Chiefs fans. Xavier Worthy, he's a weapon in the pass game and in the run game, and you've kind of been waiting like somebody for that, for the Chiefs to step up, and here he is.
I can be cheesy and say he's worthy of that name, huh?
Seems like he is.
Awesome. Well, it looks, I don't want to jinx anything yet, but I mean, it's looking good so far.
Definitely looking good.
I like it. All right, that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
To salute Ralph Lemon, a 4-state hero.
Looks like a pretty calm night for us tonight, even though we are going to get a few showers in here late. So we're going to start tomorrow, scattered showers through the morning hours. These are going to be gone by noon, and then sunny skies, high temp of 85. 78 Saturday, down to 53 Saturday night, 83 on Sunday. So really just fantastic temperatures as we go through the next several days.
All right, final sports note.
The Ravens have cut that deficit down to just 7 points right now. So it's 27-20. We're inside the final 5 minutes at Arrowhead.
And I said I don't want to jinx it, but
I don't think you fully jinxed it yet. It
oh
still
my
looked
goodness.
good. It still looks good.
Yes. Well, we better go start watching it. Thanks for watching. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night and an even better Friday.